Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. While rotating in the cycle of birth and death again and again in different species because of his own fruitive activities, the dependent living entity, by good fortune, may happen to become a human being. This human birth is very rarely obtained. So thank you for attending today's morning lecture, and before I start, I seek to have your blessings in order that something useful comes out of my mouth. I'm not in the best condition this morning. I'm quite tired from all the Sankirtan the last days, and had some stress with my duties back in Germany. So please bless me that I overcome the lower modes I'm right in at the moment. And yeah, I found it a very, very beautiful verse today. First I thought I have to speak about the Damodar Lila, but and it turned out that we find ourselves right in the Lila with Vamanadev and Bali Maharaj. And I also just finished this story, part of the bhagavatam, my personal reading. And I find it a very inspiring story of the Srimad Bhagavatam in many ways, but especially this Atmanivedanam example, perfect example of Atmanivedanam of Bali Maharaj is something where we can learn a lot out of the story, because we may struggle to surrender to Lord Krishna in one way or another, but this story wonderfully points out that at the end, what anyway is ours, so, this body is not ours, has been given by the Lord. Like everything that we receive in this world is a blessing of the Lord. Everything that we are in the illusion of being ours is controlled by the demigods, or is at the end owned of Sri Vishnu himself, as Ishopanishad teaching us that he is the only controller and enjoyer of everything. Also Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktaram Yakya Tapasam, and so on. So it's a very rare opportunity that we have. Like, that's basically what the verse is all about, that the human birth is a very rarely obtained, and Bhagavad Gita also says Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyanavan Mam Prapatyate Vasudeva Sarvam Iti Samahatma Sudurlavaha, that after many, many birth and death, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. And I just looked up at how rare it is, and I found a very nice story of Buddha. Maybe some of you know this analogy, how rare it is to take a human birth, with a turtle. You know this? You know? Okay. So here, Bhagavan Buddha says that Manushya Janma is Atyanta Durlava, like a kurma, turtle getting its neck stuck in a joke in the Mahasamudra, great oceans. Manushya is a human, and Janma is like something before birth. Birth, yeah. Thank you. It's a famous analogy referred by Shantidev. So, bhikkhus, suppose that this great earth had become one mass of water, and a man would throw a joke with a single hole upon it. An easterly wind would drive it westward, a westerly wind would drive it eastward, a northerly wind would drive it southward, a southerly wind would drive it northward. There was a blind turtle which would come to the surface once every 100 years. What do you think, bhikkhus? Would that blind turtle, coming to the surface once every 100 years, insert its neck into that joke with a single hole? It is unlikely, venerable sir, that blind turtle, coming to surface once every 100 years, would insert its neck into that single-holed joke. So that's how unlikely it is to attain Manushya Janma, a human birth. Very far out. And there was even like some percentage, so 0.7801%. And even more, it is very rare to be in that Kali Yuga where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared and Krishna only appeared 5,000 years ago. This you may also know, but I repeat it shortly, that once in a day of Brahma this takes place. So that's 1,000 Yuga cycles and 6.4 billion years that Krishna is appearing and giving the highest jewel, very easily obtainable Krishna Prema, love of Godhead. And this is not even saying that you will be able to meet a spiritual master and have contact with the devotees. So this is maybe even more rare. Yeah, and it's said that we continuously wander up and down and completely in the illusion that we are the body, that everything that belongs to this body is mine, that the only highest goal or satisfaction is to satisfy our senses, and we are in complete illusion, darkness. And only by the mercy of Lord Gauranga, Krishna and the Vaishnavas, we get the seat of devotional service and can continue or start devotional service in this lifetime. At the beginning it was also mentioned that it is not necessarily that the Lord takes everything away from you. It was mentioned in previous verses that for non-devotees the Lord always takes everything away, but for devotees He gives in order that they can execute their devotional service. So there's a distinction to make, and this change of consciousness will lead that we also can gain great opulence, and this example of Bali Maharaj is also one. He was also praised that he got the position of Indra, Lord Indra, and he had great opulences. He was the ruler basically of the material world, more or less. But the Lord wanted to show by his example that actually this is not so important, and that if we are too absorbed in this consciousness of material opulence or fruitive activities, sense gratification, then we get easily diverted from the highest goal of life. Let's say devotional service. And even Shukracharya, the guru at that time of Bali Maharaj, he was concerned. Oh no, don't surrender to Vamanadev. If you surrender, you will lose everything. But Bali Maharaj was thus far advanced that he could understand that Vamanadev is an incarnation of the Supreme Lord, and that anyway everything belongs to him, and he had enough faith to surrender completely, and he was also thus purified that he could understand that if he breaks his vow of giving him everything that he wants, he anyway will be degraded and could not continue in his exalted position. So he was bounded by the ropes of Varuna, like Shri Radha Parisisvara Mandir. And everything that was left, Krishna pushed him into this position, was anyway himself. So he offered his forehead to place, to having placed the lotus feet of the Lord. And I was also reading when I read in this chapter that Krishna more or less pushes every single one of us to that moment when we are really ready to surrender fully. And that is just dependent on our free will, how fast we want to do that. If we understand the science behind of Bhakti Yoga and of how karma is working, that actually there is nothing great to gain in this material world. It's only temporary, it's illusory even, and it's considered as chewing the chute. And that by developing faith in devotional service, we can experience more and more bliss in devotional activities, by chanting the holy name, by rendering practical devotional service to the deities, and but also very especially to the association of the other Vaishnavas, and by serving them, we derive a satisfaction that is beyond this material platform. That's maybe the first or one of the first times in our life, maybe something of really deep value, like beyond this only being together of having fun. One of the most important relationships is the one with the mother, because it very comes close to this selfless love. And at least for myself, this was a great gain. Like to finally find this wonderful gift of loving association. I also wanted to read something from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, where the Lord is talking about this this importantness to take this opportunity of human life very serious, and to realize the great chance as well as the rareness and the opportunities that arise with it. And it's in the Madhya Lila in the 19th chapter. Let me see again. It's in the 19th chapter, verse 151. And I realized I could go on reading forever. There are 20 very nice verses, but I just want to read a few of them. So I start. According to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary systems, and some are going down into the lower planetary systems. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master.
Which one is Madhya Lila?
Madhya Lila.
And
19, verse 151.
151, okay.
Gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotional service. When a person receives the seed of devotional service, he should take care of it by becoming a gardener and sowing the seed in his heart. If he waters the seed gradually by the process of Shravana and Kirtana, hearing and chanting, the seed will begin to sprout. As one waters the Bhakti Lata beach, the seed sprouts and the creeper gradually grows to the point where it penetrates the walls of this universe and goes beyond the Viraj river, lying between the spiritual world and the material world. It attains Brahma Loka, the Brahman effulgence, and penetrating through that stratum, it reaches the spiritual sky and the spiritual planet Goloka Vrindavan. Being situated in one's heart and being watered by Shravana Kirtana, the Bhakti creeper grows more and more. In this way, it attains the shelter of the desire tree of the lotus feet of Krishna, who is eternally situated in the planet known as Goloka Vrindavan, in the topmost region of the spiritual sky. The creeper greatly expands in the Goloka Vrindavan planet, and there it produces the fruit of love of Krishna. Although remaining in the material world, the gardener regularly sprinkles the creeper with the water of hearing and chanting. If the devotee commits an offense at the feet of a Vaishnava while cultivating the creeper of devotional service in the material world, his offense is compared to a mad elephant that uproots the creeper and breaks it. In this way, the leaves of the creeper are dried up. The gardener must defend the creeper by fencing it all around so that the powerful elephant of offenses may not enter. Yeah, this is something that I really underestimated at the beginning when I went into the temple. But is something that we can practically experience very often, not only with ourselves, but also with many devotees coming to the temple and staying for some time as new bhaktas. I realized that it's always just because of offenses that they leave, and that they don't know how to properly deal with that, they don't know how to reveal the mind, maybe show forgiveness, talk it out, yeah. So this is also still happening to me maybe every 2 or 3 weeks, that I'm knowingly offending a devotee just because my ego says, oh, you're right, you have to say this, or da 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 da, and then the taste goes very quickly away, and then I become humbled again, which position I really have and I really are at the moment. So I wanted to stress this point a little bit, that is really, really important, to go back to that humble position and to show respect to the Vaishnavas and to apologize and to maintain that level of that they are also tolerating us, not only the other way around, but that we are also highly needed to be tolerated in this association of devotees. Sometimes unwanted creepers, such as the creepers of desires for material enjoyment and liberation from the material world, grow along with the creeper of devotional service. The varieties of such unwanted creepers are unlimited. Some unnecessary creepers growing with the bhakti creeper are the creepers of behavior, unacceptable for those trying to attain perfection, diplomatic behavior, animal killing, mundane profiteering, mundane adoration, and mundane importance. All these are unwanted creepers. If one does not distinguish between the bhakti creeper and the other creepers, the sprinkling of water is misused because the other creepers are nourished while the bhakti creeper is curtailed. As soon as an intelligent devotee sees an unwanted creeper growing beside the original creeper, he must cut it down instantly. Then the real creeper, the Bhakti Lata, grows nicely, returns home back to Godhead, and seeks shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna. Yeah, this is also something I really like as a picture, as a metaphor. Like there are many different creepers in our garden, and we have to identify with the bhakti creeper, but by sprinkling water, by hearing, chanting, by rendering devotional service, like also others may rise more, and is especially the root for name, fame, adoration, sexual indulgence, false pride, material opulence, so many things. At least myself, I see that here and there always also arise, and then sometimes I can handle when I'm reading a lot. I realize when I read a lot, then these things fall apart more easily, because then Krishna gives me more nourishment to get rid. It's somehow more purifying. It goes more inside. When I'm chanting more attentively, when I'm rendering better service, when I try to please the devotees more, or then it's like the reciprocation with Krishna is more direct, and then the mirror is also working better. Like getting better feedback, you get better feedback, and then it's more easy to remove these creepers. Then there shines more light in the personal garden, and then it's more easy to differentiate and to go back to the actual course. Okay, well, I deviated a little bit. Maybe I realized after 5 minutes singing in the Harinam, I just did it because I want to be seen, or I want to be so praised by the others, and then, little pain, and then it's easy to go back. And it's said that if you take up spiritual life seriously, you can't hold it, that you have to reflect very much, that you have to always see where you are, that you try to reflect from others, what could be, how could I improve, and that you are also obedient to corrections and everything. And then it's very fast progress, and you are not shaken and kicked by Maya so much, because Krishna doesn't have to correct you so hardly, because you're already voluntarily wanting to change, to correct, and to surrender more. When the fruit of devotional service becomes ripe and falls down, the gardener tastes the fruit and thus takes advantage of the creeper and reaches the desired tree of the lotus feet of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. There the devotees serve the lotus feet of the Lord, which are compared to a wish-fulfilling tree. With great bliss he tastes the juice of the fruit of love and becomes eternally happy. To taste the fruit of devotional service in Goloka Vrindavan is the highest perfection of life, and in the presence of such perfection, the four material perfections, religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, are very insignificant achievements. As long as there is not the slightest fragrance of pure love of Krishna, which is the perfect medicinal herb for controlling Lord Krishna within the heart, the opulences of the material perfection known as the siddhis, the Brahminical perfections, the trance of the yogis, and the monistic bliss of Brahman all seem wonderful for men. When one is situated in pure devotional service, he develops love of Godhead. Therefore, let me describe some of the symptoms of pure devotional service. So this is, the first verse is from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu from Rupa Goswami. It says, Anyabilashitashanyam. When first-class devotional service develops, one must be devoid of all material desires, knowledge obtained by monistic philosophy, and fruitive action. The devotee must constantly serve Krishna favorably, as Krishna desires. Yeah, like we heard from Maharaj, these days, that we are not rendering service according to our desire, like, oh, I would love to have that pasta, and I offer to Krishna that I can eat it fast. But we try to develop this attitude of what is Krishna desiring, what would he like to eat, or how he would like me to make devotional service. And to find out, there is Shastra, to find out there are other Vaishnavas, we can ask other sadhus, like how could I support the temple in this moment the best according to my abilities or the need of the situation, and especially by getting instructions from the spiritual master and inquiring from him, what do you want from me? Like, how should I really serve Krishna? What should I do? Yeah, and therefore, by this help, we can come more easily to this stage of pure devotional service. A pure devotee must not cherish any desire other than to serve Krishna. He should not offer worship to the demigods or to mundane personalities. He should not cultivate artificial knowledge which is devoid of Krishna consciousness, and he should not engage himself in anything other than Krishna conscious activities. One must engage all one's purified senses in the service of the Lord. This is the favorable execution of Krishna conscious activities. These activities are called Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotional service. If one renders such pure devotional service, he develops his original love for Krishna in due course of time. In Vedic literatures like the Pancharatras and Srimad Bhagavatam, these symptoms are described. Before I read it, and in the beginning stages, for sure we are not Anyavilashitashunyam, but we should just offer what we have, like who we are already, what we are doing already. And there are many, like also funny instances, also in the history of ISKCON, where devotees who were not that advanced or purified just engaged what they are already doing. So, for example, I don't know the complete details, but for example, the Krishna Balaram Mandir, that they could build it already was just because of the incident that someone, there was a robbery, right? And they robbed jewels or something, and they sold the jewels, and from that income, a big part of it got built. This was a story I have been told. Or also that there was like a really nasty man who was earning his livelihood by stealing from other devotees, robbing them, and even murdering them. And when he when he got this seed of devotional service, the first thing he could change is just that the things that he robbed, he gave to Krishna. Yeah, and Krishna is so merciful that he's even accepting this. Yeah, so we may have this vision that, wow, we all should on this Shuddha level, and we all should be brahmacharis, we all should go out for books and do Harinam, and we all should be Brahmins and all that. But we should acknowledge that every little thing that devotees or people can give. Yeah. There are so many varieties how they can contribute and take up devotional service, have the opportunity to getting purified, and not only the devotees coming here to the temple, but also like we meet on the street. And if we see that, then we are very happy and we are joyful, and we can engage them even more, rather than when we only see that they are not so perfect, then maybe we stop giving them a chance to advance further, and that they can make more devotional service. Yeah, like at the beginning I thought it's only good when the people give a donation and take a book, and if not, they are useless. But later on I discovered that even a smile or giving attention or that they saw you or all that little tiny things, if you are aware of that happening on the street, then you yourself also become more happy and you give them the opportunity to qualify themselves for further devotional service. Yeah, for example, like many people, if you ask them, oh, you don't want a book, maybe you can give a donation. And when they gave a donation, then they're already more qualified because they made devotional service. And they, most of them, they accept the book miraculously. Yeah, so we can be magicians in this art, and we all know from the Lilamrita of Srila Prabhupada what kind of great magician he was to engaging people and see every little tiny bit of devotional service and tolerating so much of others. That he enabled them to stay longer and to finally getting purified. So this is another verse of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Bhakti or devotional service means engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the master of all the senses. When the spirit soul renders service unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. One is freed from all material designations, and one's senses are purified simply by being employed in the service of the Lord. Yeah. And especially this story of the Bhagavatam is also like showing one tiny little section of the purification of Bali Maharaj and how he attained perfection and what tiny bit of more surrender was needed and more of change of mind or inspiration that he could fully give himself to the lotus feet of his lordships. And all the other stories are more or less pointing out the same, just showing different varieties of devotees in different circumstances with different natures at different points and stages of their devotional life, and what impulses led to the point that they could surrender more and finally attain the supreme destination. And the only thing that is stopping us are the apparatas, especially the Vaishnava apparats. And as I mentioned earlier, this is something that if I reflect in this 4.5 years that I'm in the temple, is the most thing that is happening, that people are not aware of this and committing offense, and then they leave and we think, okay, he's such an offender, maybe it's better when he went and this. But we should be so careful, also like this this verse is pointing out that we should be most careful and responsible in the activities of our life. That a devotee always thinks, oh, it's my fault that he left, it's my fault, maybe I offended, maybe I said something wrong, I was so absorbed in when is prasad, or how I can balance my sadhana, or all these things that I didn't took up the opportunity to relate to him, to give him some nice words, to make a bondage of loving association. That we probably take part in that someone is falling apart from our association, that he loses the opportunity for God knows who long to stay in Vaishnava association and become more purified and finally go back home, back to Krishna, and also being part of expanding the bliss in the spiritual world and giving more and more pleasure to Krishna. And right here we are in a very special situation because we are still in the material world, but we can already satisfy the senses of the Lord, and moreover we have the opportunity to preach. And through this preaching opportunity we can render the highest service. So we should be very, very most careful about this opportunity that has been given to us, and very responsible in our activities related to that we always try to strive for more and better service in this regard, and take a better part in the mission of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to deliver all the fallen souls and show more and more mercy to the people of Paris here, and to make greater and greater relationships with the other devotees here in the temple, and trying to uplift them and support them when they are having a bad time. So, yeah, I want to end at this point. And yeah, maybe someone wants to comment something or has a question related to this topic or story in the Bhagavatam. Seems not like. Then, Prabhu?
Yes, from your experience, can you tell us what is the best way to improve the distribution service of the books so that we can be more involved, like in the purification process, but not enough? Sometimes we get the attitude of selling it, but I don't want to go into that perspective, but instead of just distribution. Yeah. Or maybe how to balance it.
Yeah, so firstly, it is said to get rid of this anarthas. It's better to just focus on devotional service, for sure, to reflect and to become aware of. But if you're all the time very much on that, then it also will not change. You just have to ask yourself, how can I turn from this fruitive mentality to a pure devotional attitude? And that's the key. I mean, when you always pray to Lord Krishna, oh, I want to distribute books for your pleasure, how you really would like me to do, I'm lacking, I don't know, like compassion, I'm lacking knowledge, yeah, then for compassion you can pray, for knowledge you can read books. There's this wonderful Nectar of Book Distribution book where everything is inside. And best is by practice itself. It's that if you just continue, then devotional service is so potent, it's so powerful that it will burn away all of your material attachments. Because also by this chanting, you are all the time listening to yourself, and when you're all the time distributing, you're witnessing yourself distributing, and in due course of time you will realize, oh wow, I'm already in this fruitive mentality. Then you automatically, gradually change. Like being conscious of is the first part of a change. And in two ways you can improve: by working on yourself, that you try to become better, being more. And there's this very nice methods by Vaishnav Prabhu, yeah, like get books, become organized. The more you show, the more you sell. And what was the last one? I forgot. Yeah, but it's like very principle rules that if you just try to become a better fixed up devotee, your book distribution also will rise. Everything. The sadhana. Your sadhana must be strong, is the other point. Yeah, if you have a really good sadhana, then, as I mentioned also earlier, just by being in contact with Krishna, who is the most pure, he will automatically show you and give you the knowledge inside of your heart on what you should change. And then it's not such a big step to change. You just, I should not do this, I should do this, and then it's just your little tiny bit of free decision just to do it the right way. But for this, your sadhana must be strong. Yeah, and then it's your endeavor. But the other part is in a little bit restraining from yourself and your own development in trying to develop the thought, how could I bring others to engage in this service, that others distribute more. Yeah, this is next level. Like on the material point of view, people would call it multi-level marketing. You're not the seller you own. You you engage others, and by engaging others and inspiring others, your impact and the outcome of your dealings will be way higher. Because like even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I'm alone, how can I distribute all these fruits? I need you all. Yeah. Everyone is needed to distribute this love of Godhead. And we are placed here, yeah, and we have the opportunity. I say, wow, it's great. Yeah. And if you read how rare it is, yeah, you can realize that on the street. Yeah. How often people say, yeah, I was always searching for that. It's exactly what I need. And yeah, pure devotional service, Krishna, surrender to Krishna. Yeah. Oh, it's not like this. Yeah. So you have to master the art to how to engage the people on the street in the Sankirtan Yagya. And in Harinam are different possibilities, but also in book distribution. Yeah? Like as I mentioned, if they don't take a book, you ask for donation, or you give them a flyer, or you give them a smaller book, or whatsoever. Yeah, you go to more favorable places, or yeah, there are innumerable ways. But the key is really in trying to meditate upon how could we make it big? How can we really engage not only ourselves simultaneously, like two lines, and the others. And we should never stop doing it our own, because it's so important to get purified by the process itself, by our own. Yeah. And Janananda Maharaj is giving the perfect example. Like he's a sannyasi, initiating guru. He's for such a long time. Many others don't do, but he goes out on the street. He also distributes books. Yeah, so it's said this is the highest service, to give someone else the seat of devotional service.
What is the most important? Is spend time outside, like a number of hours, or is the number of books?
The most important is the attitude of the practitioner. Yeah, so you can do a very much outwardly, but if you are not inwardly connected to what you are doing, then at some point you will stop, and you will not have realizations from it. You will also not be able to touch the hearts of the people. So the most important is the change of heart, also in this activity. Also like in chanting or in all the other, that you try to do it more and more for the satisfaction of Krishna, in the way how Krishna likes it. And this is an adventure, and it's not something stable. For sure, Srila Prabhupada also said that you can judge something by its what's the English word? Result. Yeah, so if you really make an endeavor, you're sweating, blood, sweat and tears, like Yashoda Mai, and you're making a great endeavor, and you're with Krishna all the time in your heart, and you pray for the people, you try to engage them the most nice way, then your result also will be good, naturally. If not Krishna wants to purify you specifically, but yeah, it's just the nature of devotional service, that it's expanding bliss, that you automatically have a very good result. Yeah.
Thank you.
And if not, I mean, when I'm not successful in book distribution, I feel it's most of the times just because I'm mental, I'm fruitive, I'm not well-wishing with the people. And that's the nice thing. You can change it immediately with the next person. Yeah, you can be aware of that. You can ask yourself, you can stop and you can say, okay, I'm unhappy, I'm unsuccessful. What's going on in my mind? And then you try to do the opposite. You try to be favorable to the people, compliment them, try to count every little thing that they are giving, try to encourage them, and then you will see magically, like, your senses become purified. This verse of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu I was reading, Sarvopadi Vinirmuktang. Yeah, just by engaging in devotional service, the senses get purified, and the reactions of your karma also go away. And yeah, we can see practically that all devotees in the Bhagavatam who render pure devotional service, wow, they're really successful. It's not that they are unsuccessful, and Krishna wants that they are unsuccessful. Krishna wants that we are really successful, that we are heroes in the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That look at all the sannyasis, how glorious they are, what big achievements they did, how many devotees they made, how many books they distributed. Srila Prabhupada, amazing, huh? Yeah. 60 books, so much traveling around the world, all that. So many disciples, amazing. Yeah, so it's a side effect. It's not the ultimate goal, but you can also be aware of the side creepers of your book distribution. That's, when you realize you want to make more and more Lakshmi and you're all the time only concerned about how getting more money and how you will spend it and all that, then naturally you will come to a point where it's not satisfying you any longer. And because you're suffering, then Krishna pushes you to reflect, and then you may think, maybe this is not pure devotional service anymore. And then you can withdraw your attention back to pleasing Krishna and to deliver the people. Someone wants to add something, maybe from his own personal realization, this matter?
It's a beautiful creeper. Do you have any more?
Creeper?
Yeah. I mean, did you realize any more? Like this one is very beautiful about the...
No, I mean, there's also one, I said it in the other lecture, in Mayapur as well, like Mahavishnu Swami, he was once quoting Srila Prabhupada in a lecture, that the devotee is always happy. And when he's not happy, he's not a devotee. So, heavy statement, huh? But actually it is like this, yeah? We are just unhappy because we are attached, because we are not fully surrendered to Krishna, because we are in material consciousness. But a devotee who seeks in everything the grace of the Lord and an opportunity to render devotional service, and who is expecting nothing than devotional service only, what problem he has? Yeah, he's always in a Brahma Bhuta stage. And then you are naturally happy. Yeah, so this was like something, when I took up the book distribution, most of the time I was unhappy, but I wanted to become happy. I was so disturbed, and so many no's from the people, and it's austere, and nobody takes something, and I cannot even enjoy the result and all this. But for some reason I had enough faith to understand, I want to become happy in that service, because I understand its importance, and I can feel that I'm only happy because I'm attached, and I'm not capable yet in rendering it nicely. And then, because you have an endeavor and you have the desire, and you pray to the Lord, please take away from me what is hindering me in my devotional service. You want to find out how to get rid of the attachments. You gain more and more knowledge how to behave with the people, how to become more detached and not indulge so much in sukha and dukkha, and take it personally and be more tolerant and all that. And then the result is happiness, devotional happiness. And that's what we all want. We want to be happy. We want to be happy devotees. Yeah. Mataji?
I have one question.
Yeah.
Like when we enter temple, our Maharaj, Guruji or any devotee sitting here, who to pranam first, like Krishna or the Maharaj, Guru sitting there? Whom to pranam?
Well, I don't have a shastric evidence, but I would say first Krishna, because
And actually we don't offer our obeisance to the person. We pay obeisance to the Vyasasana and whoever is sitting on the Vyas, because he's right now he's representative of Vyasadev. So Vyasadev is also Krishna. So we pay obeisance to Krishna, not to the person who is sitting. And outside the temple hall we can do pranam.
Actually, I even heard further that even when we outside the temple hall offer pranam, we're offering to the super soul in the heart the obeisance. That's also interesting. But someone else was telling also that we also respect Vaishnavas. It's also there, but originally it's to the super soul, this obeisances. And that we should do this obeisances to everyone, not only the Vaishnavas, but if we do it to the others, then they become puffed up because they think we offer obeisances to them. Also funny, huh? Yeah, but
that is somewhat confirmed in the 11th canto, 27th chapter.
why?
Krishna explains the mood of deity worship and how we offer our respects. And he says that we're offering respects to the deity form, which is actually the super soul as a manifestation.
Thank you.
I have a question for Paris, or maybe for France as a place, or maybe also for Europe as a yatra. What can we do better in the process of distributing Srila Prabhupada's books and spreading Sri Chaitanya's mercy?
Yeah, I mean, for sure there are maybe some more gross organizational things that always can be done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, organizing the Prabhupada Marathon, or regularly going out, or giving certain services to devotees, empower them, that they take up more responsibility and are able to engage others better. But it's also a very personal thing that rises and falls with everyone's personal endeavor to render better devotional service, because it's not only giving the book in the hand of the others, it's also our sadhana, how we are treating the other Vaishnavas, how is the atmosphere in the temple, is there loving exchange, are we inspired, what is the focus of the association of others. I don't know so much what maybe would be the best for Paris especially, but there are so many opportunities and you're doing it already. Like, basically it's not that it must be something special, even though Srila Prabhupada said we should always adapt to time, place and circumstances, and now we have also the internet. We could also preach on the internet and many things, but like this book distribution is perfect. And we read from Srila Prabhupada in so many cases that he said that it's nonsense that the people stop to read, or that they don't have money anymore to purchase books. This is all Maya. He said we just should continue and push this book distribution in unlimited ways. So it's also not that there is a perfect way to do it or an only way. I guess it's also a very personal thing, how a devotee is inspired to distribute books, like with a book table, door to door, on the streets, with community Sankirtan festivals. There are many possibilities, and my personal experience is to do it on many levels, because then you are not in the danger of losing taste. Also Navina Radha Prabhu said that it's always good to have variety, because then we may lose our enthusiasm and our taste for devotional service if it's all the time the same, and we have to really force us, because it's already an austerity to do, and we should do it in a way that it's enlivening and enriching. So, for example, what I can recommend you is this community Sankirtan festival in Passau we are doing. Like at the beginning, it took some time to start, but engaging the whole community at one day, that gives more consciousness to book distribution itself and gives the opportunity for others who may be not on that level to start from the beginning in going out and doing books and just associating with those who do, and being in the atmosphere and maybe assisting and seeing people who are doing it. So here is also like the principle, what circumstances can I create that not only I go on books, but also to inspire others to do so. And maybe you could, because I saw you have a great community of Bengali and Indian devotees, maybe you could do something special, especially for them, like someone who speaks their language and someone who makes some special program with them to bring them a little nearer to this.
Preaching.
Maybe some little festival or something, and then like everyone gets one small book and gets the task to distribute or something, like something funny, with some taste.
Okay. Nice, yeah, that's a good idea. I think that there is definitely potential there. You know, from many years ago, I remember the Sankirtan festival to be something of a communal value, that the community gets closer together. Thank you for your input.
Yeah, because especially the mercy is the most when we go together out. And it's a complete different Shakti if we chant in the temple and we just welcome visitors, or we go out on the streets together. It's something really.
Yeah, it's true. Sankirtan together congregationally, bringing as many people as possible in the boat, joining forces, making the yagya big.
Or maybe there are also like great markets or opportunities where something is presented in the city, like festivals or something, where you could also go and then one weekend focus preaching with, and then you can also engage devotees like who are more inclined to cooking or Matajis in decorating or something like this. And you can also have a book table, and then it's like also fully preaching, like everyone is engaged in this Sankirtan Yaga. Like festival preaching. It's also very nice.
And the prasadam distribution, book distribution going hand in hand, kirtan.
It's very nice actually when it is together, preaching with each other.
Complement each other. Like Kirtan and Harinam and book distribution. People get attracted to Harinam. There are more chances they will take books.
And then you feed them something sweet.
Then even more, so thank you very much for your association here in Paris. It was wonderful staying. You're doing a great service here, and it's really amazing how you have here such a live community